Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we're going on an adventure. Not a physical one, sadly, though I wish we were all setting sail somewhere exotic. No, this adventure is one of the mind, and our trusty vessel is the wind. That's right, the wind. It might seem simple, just air moving around, but it's been a silent, powerful force shaping exploration for millennia. Think about it. Before engines, before cars, before even reliable roads, how did people move across vast oceans, deserts, and even icy plains? They used the wind. So buckle up, and let's explore the incredible role of wind in the history of exploration. I hope you find this interesting enough to like the video and subscribe for more odd historical explorations, if you will. Our journey begins on the water. Picture ancient Egyptians, thousands of years ago, navigating the Nile River. They weren't just drifting aimlessly. They used simple sails, catching the wind to push their boats upstream against the current. This allowed them to transport goods, build monuments, and connect communities along the river, fostering trade and culture. It's amazing to think that such a basic understanding of wind power could have such a profound impact on the development of a civilization. This simple ingenuity formed the foundation for larger, more complex sailing vessels that would one day span the globe. Fast forward a few centuries, and we find ourselves with the Phoenicians, masters of the Mediterranean Sea. They weren't content with just sailing along rivers. They were bold explorers, venturing out into the open ocean. Their knowledge of wind patterns, currents, and shipbuilding allowed them to establish trade routes throughout the Mediterranean, reaching as far as Britain and even potentially circumnavigating Africa. Their ships, built to harness the power of the wind, became essential tools for commerce, warfare, and the spread of ideas. Consider commenting below with some of the most creative uses you've seen for wind power. The Polynesians were arguably the most remarkable wind-powered navigators of all time. They settled vast stretches of the Pacific Ocean, using sophisticated sailing canoes and a deep understanding of the stars, ocean currents, and wind patterns. They didn't have compasses or maps like we know them. Instead, they used wave patterns, cloud formations, and the behavior of birds to guide them across thousands of miles of open water. Their incredible voyages are a testament to human ingenuity and a profound connection to the natural world. They were true masters of the wind, turning it into their greatest ally. Now, let's set our sights on the Vikings. These fierce North seafarers were not just raiders and warriors, they were also skilled navigators. Their longships, with their distinctive square sails, allowed them to explore and settle vast areas of Europe, including Iceland, Greenland, and even North America, centuries before Columbus. They understood how to use the wind to their advantage, allowing them to travel quickly and efficiently across the North Atlantic. Their voyages were not always easy, but their ability to harness the power of the wind made them a dominant force in their time. The age of exploration, beginning in the 15th century, was truly powered by the wind. Think of Christopher Columbus, Vasco da Gama, and Ferdinand Magellan. These explorers relied entirely on sailing ships to cross vast oceans, searching for new lands, trade routes, and resources. The development of more sophisticated sails and navigational tools allowed them to venture further than ever before. These voyages had a transformative impact on the world, leading to the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures between different continents. The wind became the engine of globalization. Let's delve a little deeper into the science behind sailing. It's not just about pointing a sail into the wind and hoping for the best. Sailors need to understand how to adjust their sails to capture the maximum amount of wind energy. They also need to understand the concept of tacking, which allows them to sail against the wind by zigzagging back and forth. This requires a deep understanding of aerodynamics and the physics of wind pressure. These skills were essential for navigating complex waterways and making long voyages. Wind wasn't just important for sailing across oceans. It also played a crucial role in exploring inland waterways. Riverboats, powered by sails or even by using the wind to pull them upstream, were vital for transporting goods and people throughout the American West. These boats allowed settlers to move inland, establish communities, and develop the region's resources. The wind, in a way, helped shape the expansion of the United States. Consider subscribing if you find it amazing that just wind could enable so much exploration. But exploration isn't always about water. Consider the desert. While wind might not directly propel explorers, it does shape the landscape, creating dunes and shifting sands. Understanding these wind patterns was critical for navigating desert environments. Nomadic tribes like the Bedouins used their knowledge of wind direction and sand formations to find water sources, navigate trade routes, and survive in harsh conditions. The wind, therefore, became an integral part of their survival skills and cultural knowledge. Even in the Arctic, the wind played a role. While ships might get stuck in ice, explorers like Fridtjof Nansen famously used the wind and ocean currents to drift across the Arctic Ocean in his ship, the Fram. This allowed him to gather valuable scientific data and explore previously unknown regions. The wind, in this case, was not a direct source of power, but rather a force that influenced the movement of ice and the overall environment, impacting the course of exploration. The exploration of Antarctica also heavily relied on wind-powered ships. Explorers like Robert Falcon Scott and Ernest Shackleton used sailing vessels to reach the icy continent and conduct their expeditions. While the conditions were incredibly harsh and often involved battling powerful winds and treacherous ice, the wind was the only way to reach these remote and unexplored regions. Their courage and determination, combined with their reliance on wind power, made them true heroes of exploration. Beyond transportation, the wind has also played a role in scientific exploration. Wind vanes and anemometers, instruments used to measure wind direction and speed, have been essential tools for meteorologists and climate scientists. Understanding wind patterns helps us predict weather, study climate change, and understand the complex interactions between the atmosphere and the Earth's surface. The wind, in this context, becomes a subject of study, providing valuable insights into our planet's systems. The invention of the hot air balloon offered a new perspective on wind-powered exploration. While balloons aren't steered in the same way as sailing ships, they are entirely dependent on the wind for their movement. Early balloonists explored the skies, mapping terrain and observing the world from above. Balloons provided a unique vantage point, allowing explorers to see things that were previously hidden from view. It's a more modern example of the wind opening up new avenues for discovery. Gliders and hang gliders take wind-powered exploration to a whole new level. These aircraft use the wind to stay aloft, allowing pilots to soar through the air and explore the landscape from a bird's-eye view. Gliding relies on understanding thermal updrafts, which are columns of rising warm air created by the sun heating the Earth's surface. By riding these thermals, gliders can stay airborne for hours, covering vast distances and experiencing the thrill of flight. Comment below with how a person can get started with hang gliding and what it costs. Wind power has also played a less direct but still important role in the exploration of space. Understanding wind patterns on Earth is crucial for launching rockets and spacecraft. Wind can affect the trajectory of rockets, so engineers need to account for wind conditions when planning launches. Moreover, studying the winds on other planets, like Mars, can provide valuable insights into their atmospheres and potential for habitability. The wind, even in space exploration, remains a factor to consider. Even in the age of jet planes and rockets, wind continues to influence exploration. Scientists use weather balloons to study the upper atmosphere, gathering data on wind speed, temperature, and humidity. This information is used to improve weather forecasting and understand the Earth's climate system. The wind, therefore, remains a valuable tool for scientific exploration, even in the 21st century. The development of wind turbines has provided a new way to harness the power of the wind. Wind farms are now a common sight in many parts of the world. generating clean, renewable energy. This technology is helping to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels and mitigate climate change. In a sense, we are now exploring a new frontier of energy, using the wind to power our homes and businesses in a sustainable way. Windsurfing and kitesurfing are recreational activities that allow people to experience the power of the wind firsthand. These sports require skill and athleticism, as well as a deep understanding of wind dynamics. They offer a thrilling way to connect with nature and explore the world from a unique perspective. They are, in their own way, a form of personal exploration, pushing the boundaries of what is possible with the power of the wind. Let's consider some of the risks associated with wind-powered exploration. Sailing ships are vulnerable to storms and strong winds, which can cause damage or even sink the vessel. Wind patterns can be unpredictable, making navigation challenging. And of course, relying on the wind means being at the mercy of the elements. These risks have always been a part of wind-powered exploration, demanding courage, skill, and a healthy respect for the power of nature. The future of wind-powered exploration may lie in the development of new technologies and materials. For example, engineers are working on more efficient sails and lighter, stronger hulls. They are also developing advanced navigation systems that can predict wind patterns with greater accuracy. These innovations could make wind-powered vessels more efficient, safer, and more environmentally friendly. They could even open up new possibilities for exploration in the future. Hopefully you've enjoyed this exploration of the wind's role in exploring our world. If so, please subscribe. Imagine a future where large cargo ships are powered entirely by the wind. This could significantly reduce carbon emissions from the shipping industry, making global trade more sustainable. There are already several projects underway to develop wind-assisted propulsion systems for commercial vessels. These systems could include traditional sails, as well as more innovative technologies like rotor sails and kite sails. The future of shipping may very well be powered by the wind again. The exploration of Mars is another area where wind could play a significant role. Scientists are studying Martian dust devils, which are similar to tornadoes on Earth. These dust devils can redistribute dust across the planet's surface, affecting the climate and visibility. Understanding these wind patterns is crucial for planning future missions to Mars and potentially even harnessing the wind for power generation. The Red Planet, too, has stories told by the wind. Wind-powered art installations are another interesting way to explore the relationship between humans and the wind. Artists create sculptures and structures that respond to the wind, creating mesmerizing displays of movement and sound. These installations can be found in public spaces, parks, and even on rooftops, bringing a sense of wonder and beauty to the urban environment. They remind us that the wind is not just a force of nature, but also a source of inspiration. The story of the wind and exploration is ultimately a story of human ingenuity and adaptability. For millennia, we have learned to harness the power of the wind to travel, trade, explore, and understand the world around us. From the ancient Egyptians sailing the Nile to the modern-day scientists studying Martian dust devils, the wind has been a constant companion on our journey of discovery. It's a force that has shaped our history and continues to shape our future. So, next time you feel the wind on your face, take a moment to appreciate its power and its history. Think about the countless explorers who have relied on the wind to guide them across oceans, deserts, and icy plains. Consider the scientific discoveries that have been made possible by studying the wind. And remember that the wind, even in our modern world, continues to play a vital role in our lives. We've covered a lot of ground today, from ancient sailing to modern wind turbines. But I hope you can see that the wind isn't just some random atmospheric event. It's a powerful force that has shaped human history and continues to drive exploration in countless ways. Its influence is subtle but profound, a constant reminder of our connection to the natural world. What are some other ways you can think the wind has impacted historical explorations? Please comment below. Consider the ethical implications. Wind power, while generally clean, can impact bird populations and ecosystems. As we expand our use of wind energy, we need to be mindful of these potential consequences and strive to develop sustainable solutions that minimize harm to the environment. True exploration also involves an awareness of our impact on the places we go, and in this case, even how we harness the very wind itself. The future of exploration likely relies on a combination of human ingenuity and natural forces. While technology will continue to advance, understanding and respecting the power of the wind and other natural elements will remain crucial. Perhaps we'll see a resurgence of wind-powered sailing alongside our modern cargo ships, a beautiful blend of old and new technologies working in harmony. Exploration has never been about just technology or wind. It's about the two of them working together. Ultimately, the story of wind and exploration is a testament to the enduring human spirit of curiosity and the drive to discover. It reminds us that even the simplest of natural forces can be harnessed for incredible achievements. So let us continue to explore, to innovate, and to learn from the wind as it carries us forward on our journey of discovery. Thank you all for joining me on this wind-powered adventure. I hope you've gained a new appreciation for the role of wind in exploration throughout history and into the future. Remember to keep looking up, keep questioning, and keep exploring. Be curious. Think oddly.